bullshit.
It's the No BS Marketing Show. I'm Dave Mastovich, CEO of Mass Solutions, a marketing firm based in Pittsburgh. And today, we're going to talk about fathers and famous ones. In March of 2017, Chuck Berry, considered by many to be the father of rock and roll, passed away. I'm a big basketball guy, so I know that James Naismith is considered the father of basketball. He invented the game. In first grade, most of us are taught that George Washington is the father of our great country, the United States of America. Those who have gone to school and studied management and leadership and moved into management positions or as management consultants know that Peter Drucker is considered the father of management. Who is the father of marketing? I wondered that too. And it ties into why I'm working in the field of marketing. I'm going to go back in time to when I was a college student. Life was so much easier, but I just didn't know that it was easier. I teach college classes from time to time now and at a couple of different universities, and I tell the students, although you feel you're busy right now, this is the time in your life when you are actually the least busy, but you just don't know it. So I'm telling you, so maybe you can do something about that, which I wasn't able to do something about that because I don't recall being told that. Probably was. I just probably didn't listen as well as I should have. I have 3 sons, and they'll all eventually, hopefully, continue to grow with education in any way, shape, or form, grow personally. And I'll tell them this advice and maybe even tell them this story. When I was a teenager and started out in college, the first year or so, really didn't know what I wanted to do. And a guidance counselor at my high school brought me down to his office and talked to me about the latest sport that was going on at the time, and went to a school where I was able to play multiple sports. So the guidance counselor was a jock guy, and he was talking about sports. And I said, well, I'm going to have to put something on this college application about what I want to do. And he said, you know what, why not accounting? Accounting, that sounds like a great field. And I said, oh, you know what, you're the guidance counselor. Let me put that on there. Now, people that know me or have listened to the podcast, people that have had the chance to work with me, know that accounting probably wasn't the greatest fit. And I learned that very quickly. Accounting is a great field. It's needed. It's important. It's hugely important. And it takes a certain type of skill set to work on that at the lower level, the mid-level, and even the senior level, although the senior level mindset is probably very similar to senior level mindset of a marketer or a messenger or a person that works in communications, because you have that strategic long view. So I go to college, throw on the application accounting. I'm meandering about, enjoying the social aspects and participating in basketball and all kinds of fun stuff, and wondering what the heck all these classes were about. Did sort of well in some I didn't spend as much time on. And I walk into one class, and the course is about marketing. And I look at the book that I had to buy, and it was costly, and I remember bitching and moaning about how expensive the books were, and that's probably a generational thing that every generation does. I bring that book back, and I look at the front of the book, and it's this cool marketing design, and it says, Kotler. Kotler. Who's this Kotler guy? Well, this was before the internet, so I couldn't immediately just Google him. I just read the little bio thing about him because in class, the instructor was talking about consumer behavior and why people think a certain way and how you have to listen to the customer and change your product and so forth. And it was so compelling to me. And then I began to learn more and more about Philip Kotler. And I began to really like this class. And I could tell it changed me because I had already at an early life had some businesses. And I kind of laughed because it goes generationally, gets passed down, I guess, because my father was the same way, and my oldest son, Alec, has been entrepreneurial his entire life. My other sons as well, to some degree, but Alec has always been like I was, which from 10 years old, my brother and I had a business of selling ice because my dad was going to throw away an ice machine that he got through his businesses, running his own HVAC company. So the entrepreneurial spirit is a part of the Mastovich family. He takes this ice machine and says, you two can turn this into a business if you want. So my brother and I went and found where you'd buy bags to put the ice in and how to price it and to market it. And I remember I got in trouble because I would ride my bike with a strap to the back of it. I had like 3 bags of ice in this makeshift cooler, and I would sit outside where people would buy ice at the supermarket, and I would tell them that they could buy it from me. And it was actually a high traffic area. And until I got kicked out by the supermarket, we had sold some ice. And so we continued to do that. But back to the class, I was interested in this class because as the instructor referenced this book by this Kotler guy, I realized that this was how I kind of functioned already. And boy, could I learn. And it changed my life because when I had courses related at all to consumer behavior, marketing management, strategic planning, leadership, management, organizational behavior, all the things about what made people tick, psychology, all tied back to this marketing stuff that this Philip Kotler guy wrote about. Well, years later, I always used his books in grad school. He seemed to always be having the top marketing book in the MBA program. Then I realized later that he actually was considered, and still is considered, the father of marketing. And one of the things I like to make fun of is how we use words incorrectly, and pretty much all of us are guilty of it. And we often use the word literally incorrectly. I'd literally go through a brick wall for him. Well, no, you literally wouldn't. In this case, it's true. Philip Kotler literally wrote the book on marketing. And what I mean by that is he published the first marketing book, The Principles of Marketing book, and he published the first marketing management book, and really pushed for marketing to become a discipline all the way back in the 60s when he was a fresh PhD, probably in his late 20s. He was at Northwestern and started teaching marketing. And he believed that marketing was an essential part of economics. And he saw that demand was influenced not only by price, but also by advertising, promotions, sales forces, direct mail, and middlemen, and distribution channels. And he saw how important this was. And he pushed for marketing to become its own major. And he pushed for marketing to play a big role in MBA programs. And really, Philip Kotler is the father of marketing. One of his first phrases holds that, quote, the organization's marketing task is to determine the needs, wants, and interests of target markets and to achieve the desired results more effectively and efficiently than competitors in a way that preserves or enhances the consumer's or society's well-being. That direct quote by Philip Kotler, the father of marketing, decades ago, rings so true that yes, you're going to hear it again. Philip Kotler holds that the organization's marketing task is to determine the needs, wants, and interests of target markets and to achieve the desired results more effectively and efficiently than competitors in a way that preserves or enhances the consumer's or society's well-being. I rephrase that into my definition of marketing, which starts with clearly defining the target audiences, finding out what they want through marketing intel, developing it or tweaking it, and giving it to them when and where they want it at a price they're willing to pay, and then tell them about it again and again. If you look at my definition of marketing and Philip Kotler's first big statement about marketing, they're similar, and they emphasize all kinds of stuff before, during, and after the telling part. Most people don't understand the full breadth and scope of marketing. They don't know the definition of marketing. They think that the telling part is marketing. And that's why there's so much BS marketing in the world today. Marketing is about clearly defining those target audiences. Marketing is about then finding out what they want, think, need, what they look like, what they feel, what they smell, and then listening to it so you can go develop it. If you already have a product, tweak it. If you already have a service, tweak it based on what you learned through that marketing intel. Then give it to them when and where they want it at a price they're willing to pay. Then tell them about it again and again. Watch and listen to what happens and respond with the same cycle of real, no BS marketing. In honor of the father of marketing, Philip Kotler, that's our no BS message today. Remember Philip Kotler. Remember he's the father of marketing. Put him right up there with Peter Drucker, the father of management. Don't put either of them up there with the father of our country, George Washington. Give him a slight edge. Remember, James Naismith is the father of basketball because I'm a basketball junkie. And Chuck Berry is considered by some to be the father of rock and roll. But let's put Philip Kotler up there and remember that Philip Kotler, still alive today, just wrote his latest book, is the father of marketing. He's published over 50 books, and one of his books, Marketing Management, is considered one of the 50 greatest business books of all time. Philip Kotler, the father of marketing, talks about what marketing is and what marketing isn't. We need you to be no BS marketers, and you'll hear more from me, Dave Mastovich, and you'll hear more about Philip Kotler in future episodes of the No BS Marketing Show, brought to you by audible.com. You can get a free Audible book through Audible by going to audible.com /free trial /no BS, and you'll be able to get your free book and give Audible a try. And as I said, tune back in for more of the No BS Marketing Show and hear more about Philip Kotler, the father of marketing, and how we apply his tools and his legacy lives on today through all of us here at Mass Solutions, all of you, the No BS marketers out there. The No BS Marketing Show is brought to you by audible.com. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at audibletrial.com/nobs. Try a book like Chaotix, The Business of Managing and Marketing in the Age of Turbulence by Philip Kotler and John Castiglione. Go to audibletrial.com/nobs for your free audiobook. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Thanks for joining us for the No BS Marketing Show. Visit masssolutions.biz for show notes plus additional marketing and messaging resources. Are you signed up for light reading? You'll receive timely, valuable ideas to improve your marketing and transform your message. It really is light, intended to be read in 2 minutes or less, and it just might trigger bright ideas for you. To sign up, visit masssolutions.biz. That's B-I-Z. Remember, ask yourself, what's the big idea? And build your story around the answer. It's all about bold solutions, no BS.